Dark Elves versus Orcs. They're alive. Dead heat in terms of team value. Hey! Oh, they're still in setup. Nice. Let me just quickly copy paste this link. So sorry about the frames if there's any early joiners. Let me just check that I am in fact live. Yep. And that we can see the game audio. And my mic is on. Okay, that's good enough for me. Time to let everyone know. Rebbl streams. Seb versus other playoffs. Oh, second Big O cast of the day. They've slept, I've not, and we are here. Just in time for kickoff. And it's an officious ref. And it's the Romenyan rebels have to choose somebody to get stunned, I do believe. Or is it random? I don't know. Either way, this is a cool witch elf. Blodstep Juggernaut. I like it. Some would say the perfect witch elf. Maybe a Mighty Blow on top. But we've already got that. We've got a Mighty Blow Blitzer with tackle. Ooh, all of our blitzers have dodge. An Oracle Witch. 1700 team value, and it's very wide and very good. These blitzers have lovely doubles. Blood Bowl 2 coaches would kill to have doubles like this. But obviously it's Blood Bowl 3, so we get them as long as we're patient. Let me just get to Twitch chat on my phone. But I don't think anyone will be in Twitch chat. But just in case. Stream manager. Oh, there we go. Oh, hearing my own voice. Gross. Okay. Here we are. It's big commitment deep. But this is my chance to learn how to do elf offense because I am terrible at it. So Orif is going to hopefully put on a show. And let's have a quick look at some pieces on the Orc team while we get the chance to pick up his gear. Are they going to be vanity passing with the runner? I'd like to think so. Maybe not this time. It is playoffs after all. It's a straight up rookie runner. Maybe somebody died. Or maybe not. And we're going to protect the Witch Elf with our lives. Now let's have a look at some Black Orcs, shall we? Big and blockers, I should say. This is a level 5 one. He is algae busted, but don't hold it against him because it's tackle, guard, block, and mighty blow. All on a big and blocker. We got a double niggling injury on this guy, but he's got good skills. So he's got the same skills and no niggling injuries, so strictly better version. Our thrower took leader and is on the ball. On the ball, leader, and block are the skills they've taken on the thrower. I haven't seen much on the ball. I haven't played much Blood Bowl 3, so maybe we'll see some today. Anyway, we're going in on the Witch Elf now. Got the guard troll. Linen weight. The first. That's a joke at Linen being slow, having the really stupid piece. I appreciate it. It would make sense considering some of Cesar's Twitch chat earlier. We got another Blitzer with identical skills. And a couple of block guard boys. Some would say the bread and butter for being cliche. We also have a dirty player lineman. I'd say might be the perfect Orc team. We even have a sneaky git goblin as well. And a 2-man bench. Oh, luxury. That's more than enough to deal with 12 Dark Elves. But Dark Elves with a bench is also scary as well. In its own right. Now this is why I want to watch how Elves do this. Because whenever I do Elf stuff, I do something like that. And the Orcs do something like this. Or the Bashing does something like this. And I am, then I get scared and mess up. So I'm looking to see what Orifer has to do about this. Hey Arctic. Always vital because they're so slow, that is true. Movement 5 on a ball carrier is never a good idea. Whenever there's a declaration of the opposite runs, pass or dump it. Yeah, just to get to the kick. See it. Well, we don't get in range for the foul. It has been body blocked pretty well by the blitzing Orcs, and they're going to go for the foul next turn, maybe. If there's anyone's a foul. Main thing is, there's 2 tackle pieces here, and they both got guard, and one of them's strength 4. So Dark Elves are going to have to do a lot to get rid of the tackle. Especially because these 2 pieces don't have guard. So the 1 guard blitzer is not going to be able to get any value on this turn. It might just walk away on 2+s though. Elves are known for that sort of shenanigans. Looks like we're going to try and pick off the niggling injury. Probably the best target in terms of pure damage potential. And we do get the knockdown. No problem. Armor having to roll a 9 is a tough ask. So could be a while before any orcs go off the pitch. But almost all of these guys have good skills, so any removal is a good removal. There's like no, apart from this one blitzer, like everyone is useful. And this guy's not even taking a level. Page Forge ahead is he's waiting, he's holding out for dodge, for sneaky, like jump up maybe. I have no idea. Probably not jump up. Maybe defensive. He's holding out for. Anyways, ball's gonna roll over this way. And it is safe, so now it's time for us to make some dodges. See how we do. Because this one's on. It's a good position by Substar. He's made sure that everyone with the dodge skill is next to a tackle piece. And we're going to take the witch away first. He's most important. Now I'm probably going to take this one out. No, we're gonna. Okay, this one does have more skills, to be fair. Stand him here. There is a line to the witch at the moment. I'm sure Orifice sees that. Probably wondering how many 2+s they can try and do, and there's the failure. There's 3 rerolls for the half, and there's still a lot of marked elves here. So yeah, if he leans towards it, but there's a snake in the grass. Oh dear. Source is here cheering on the Dark Elf. Source, you've turned up just as they've turned over. So you're the excuse if Orifice loses. We're going to get a nice juicy 3-die on this lineman. With Mighty Blow, no less. We don't need it for this block. Just a stun. Also get a nice... Well, you can take a block on this guy and then blitz in. Yep, tackle is a nice skill. Dodge is also a nice skill, but not this time. Misspelled T, unmicrowaved. And it shows how durable orcs are in this format. The fact that almost a lot of these players only have a 1 next to their name, or is even just the name. Shows how little damage this team has taken over the course of its career. So hopefully that'll change today. Here's that 3 dice on the journeyman lineman. I think these are all looking like default names, and default names get a lot of pain. Roll activates. Hustling in there to mark up. There's going to be a lot of elves on the ground now, and they're going to be a little bit entombed by orc. Or if I might not mind that though, because there's no safety, and there's a witch elf here ready to run. And the only thing in their way is potentially a thrower with block, and that's all. Anyway, how's everyone's day been? I'm on holiday officially, so I haven't had to do anything. Oh, Dub Skull! Yikes! And there's a reroll. And dodge does work, so you've blitzed into a Blodge Stepper. But I think it's a... Oh no, do they have grab? They do have grab. Oh, I see. And grab works on blitzes in these rule sets, I believe. But not a blitz. So did he choose not to sidestep then? I'm confused how that interaction works. It's been warm. Yeah, it's been a bit toasty here, Chinjinuri. It's been not that warm. It's been like 30 here in the UK. Maybe 29 today. It's not been too bad, to be honest. But then again, I'm not in an apartment. So if you're in an apartment, it could get pretty horrible. But I'm not in an apartment, so I'm all good. I did have to sleep outside a couple nights ago because it was too hot to sleep in my room. So I pitched a tent. And it was worthwhile. And also going to cover this off, I think. Stand up XS. And it's looking pretty tough for the Dark Elves to run through. Because Excess has tackle, so the Witch Elf, you don't really want to dodge the Witch Elf. I want to find Tense Way Hotter. I think that's true. I don't know. I don't know how often a camper you are. Maybe I'm preaching to someone, I'm talking to someone who is an expert in the matter. So I'm sorry if that's the case. But I tend to just, the tech for me is always just pitch them like, so the sun can't see the tent in the morning. If that makes sense, like under a tree is my go-to. But maybe that's, you already know that and you just get too hot anyway, in which case, unlucky. A lot of rerolls used already. We are going to do this edge opening blitz, and it's kind of our only line because of how surrounded by orcs we are. But unfortunately, for Sebstar, it was a bit too doable. He'll have to be happy with taking the reroll, because realistically, that's all this defense was going to do, was take a reroll at best. Although the runner can't get too far, you can only get to here. And we do, oh, that's a tough one. We do have the dodge skill this time though, so it should be all good. And it is, we dodged the snake. This is the thing with Agi, you're always in danger of snaking. Whereas with blocks, you know, it's you have to snake back to back to ruin your day. And that happens way less. Some would say almost like, you know, a square root less. But this should be fine. Yeah, this square is pretty decent, I think. Or is it? Because this is a tackle piece, so we're going to need some dodges to safe this piece here. Yeah, we do make that dodge. And he cuts the corner to avoid a rush. And we've rolled another one. We are going to have to re-roll this because otherwise this is not safe. And that should hopefully do it. We do have a lot of... There's so much sidestep as well. A good amount of sidestep on an elf team, which you do need. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steppers. And there's only one grab on the orcs. And we are going to take a cheeky 3-2. And that comes off no worries. So the 3+ are easier than the 2+ for these elves at the moment. We're going to leave this guy, Mark? I have to assume we're moving him, but where to? There's tackle here. Oh, we're going to go a bit further. We're going to push our luck and it doesn't pull off. Another one. And over to Sebstar to try and salvage this. I'm very low. Okay, my problem at the moment is I'm used to like a really talkative co-caster who thinks they're the bee's knees to talk through all the math, but I have to do that this time. A nice vomit though. Good option, and it pays off this time. That's a stun on this piece, which is really good. We're going to try and clear this man out, but we don't roll. We roll push skull, and that just makes the ball tickety boo. Oh, we have frenzy, do we? Oh no, we took a follow-up block. I see. And Cecil does have to think here. He does decide we do have enough sidestep, so we don't have to worry about filling in squares for chain pushes because everyone's got sidestep. And grab doesn't work on a blitz, so this shouldn't be too bad. What's the best he can do? Best he can do is I'd like to think he'll pick off this witch elf with a tackle blitz with 2 dice. Move everyone over. This is a nice position. And try and get some people over to this area here, but they are very slow. The orcs are going to have to take rushes. The good news is that Choke Guy... Oh, I would have been blitzing with Choke Guy. Because then it gives Misspelled T a better chance in terms of movement to get around the corner. But we go with Misspelled Tree, and she does find a 6 on the wrestler. Stuns him. And this is the dilemma. You can only... Oh, you want to... Oh, you can get to here. No, yeah, you would have needed a rush to stand here, which is, I'd like to think, the preferred space. But maybe not. Maybe this is the preferred space. Either way, mark the ball. But we've left... And we've marked everybody. And so far, based on how the Dark Elves have done, i.e. they've rolled a lot of 1s, this might be enough to stop the score. But... it's a slim read. Actually, it's not as, it's better than it looks because there's no rerolls left. So this block away, splits away, has to be a 1 in 9. We do get the extra guard in. Oh, on the 2+. Nice, we did have enough after all. And now this looks a lot better. Personally, I still would have gone with Coke Guy on the Blitz, but it's all worked out in the end. And at the end of the day, these guys are a lot better at the game than I am. So I'm just trying to keep up, to be honest. Here comes nobody. Like there's everyone's down who's out to play. No one can get close. These three can't get close. This guy can rush in if he wants to, but there's no reroll. And there's a lot more orc in the way, and everyone's marked. So this is looking pretty dicey. Might be a switch up to Entral. That's a 1 in 9 at the worst time with no reroll. You gotta let that sit. Nothing else he can do. Was that to try and make a throwing pocket potentially, where you move him and then step the runner back and throw this way, sort of deal? I think we're just fighting for it. Again, seeing what downs we can get at this point. Oh, a nice break. Oh, an injury. There we go. Oh yeah, I forget these are the new movement 5, the jetpack biggins, where they can go. Oh right, he picked off the thrower with a random injury, no mighty blow involved, and took the apple away. But it might end up being a consolation prize. Is he gonna? Did he step back and throw to the witch elf? And then the witch elf comes back over here, maybe? There's no way you can go forwards. There's just too much in the way. Sir Sebstar, penny for your thoughts is just there. Although you can mark him off pretty easily. He's now an Agi 5+, so this you can just stand up. Oh, and it's a dub skull. Orif has just not had the dice on his attack so far. And bang. I'd have made to work at Wizards of the Coast. Source, that's a bit brutal. What do they do? I mean, I agree. Movement 5 biggins are a bit of a overstep, but if you got rid of someone every time a Blood Bowl balancing choice was a bit over the mark, there'd be nobody left at Games Workshop. And then who would we buy our super expensive plastic toys from? Lego? It's a disaster. Okay, we're going to dump off. I assume we're going to dump off. Yeah. Oh, we only have this much range. Oh, I see. So it's actually a bit of a cursed one. Although what we can do, I guess we can hand it off to the guard piece. I mean, there is sidestep, but they're running out of room. They might just surf. You know, Sebstar might be able to find a surf, even though everyone's got sidestep. They're in the time bank, waiting for who's they're actually gonna. It might be the case that Orifer thought he could make it to this piece, but he can't. Now he's deciding. We're gonna roll a 6-up pass. Oh yeah, because they're double marked. Let me just check. Quick pass 3+3 -3. It's a wildly inaccurate pass, and we're gonna try and pick it off with the big unblocker. Might be a bit of input lag here. Lego pictures, let's go. Ah, right. Someone DC'd. Is this I'm hoping this is an internet problem. And it's not a Blood Bowl 3 broke problem. Is there some sort of bug, maybe? I've not DC'd, have I? No. Okay, we're back. I think we're back. A little mini crash. Okay. And it's scattering everywhere. They're hot potatoing it quite a bit. Back and forth and back and forth. And they get it down. Surrounded by orcs, although there weren't many good places for the Dark Elves there on that one. And they KO the runner. Good riddance. Everyone's speculating, is dump off the new soft locking problem? You never know. If it was fixed with a quick rejoin. And I may have cursed Orifer by saying that he was going to teach me how to do elf offense. I think I've learned what not to do, and that is to roll ones at almost every critical juncture of the drive. Because he took 4 turns to use 3 rerolls and he didn't get much past the halfway point. There is a lot of tackle and a lot of guard and a lot of movement 5, strength 4 on the other team, so maybe he was doomed from the start, who knows. We're going to pick up on Misspelled T, who's on 24 SPP at level 4. I like to think that's very close to a level. I really don't know the breakpoints. Because I tend to play goblins in Blood Bowl 3, and they don't tend to get much further than level 2. So I don't know the breakpoints. Is 24 enough for a level? Is he going to save it for a double or a stat up? Is this going to be the touchdown that levels Misspelled Tree going into the deep playoffs run? Another deep playoffs run, sorry, for Livestar. Well, the game isn't over yet. Maybe a bit premature. And I think we're trying to fish for some sort of surf. We run out of squares. Or it was almost on. I don't think it was possible. So we're gonna, a cheeky foul, dirty player. Smash knee. Really bringing the pain now. That is a movement burst on a Witch Elf. Although there's not much on that Witch Elf. It's only level 2, so I suspect they'll let it ride and recycle the piece. Ref didn't like that one though. Maybe he's got a crush on the Witch Elf. And off goes the dirty player. That's a fair trade. Witch Elf for Lineorc is always a good idea. If you're the Lineorc. And now it's a scramble to try and save 0-0 for Orifer. The most pressing problem is these two boys. Because sidestep is a good skill, but it's only you can only do so much. But actually, the way this is set up, I think it should be fine. Because it's going to be very hard for the orcs to fill these 2 squares. So I think it's alright. Where's the grab one? And the grab one's all the way up here. So they don't have to worry about that for a little while. The problem is... Well, the problem is you have the ball. Let's get real. You can't even 2-dice it. There's the eye cage of guard, and that'll be enough. And so they might just start blitzing with Mighty Blow. Do they have Mighty Blow still? He's stunned on the deck. Okay, they might. Looks like they're going to take a cheap shot on the double niggle. If they blitz at all. It might just be a... Oh, they can 2... Okay, I haven't actually been looking at the situation very well. They can always just 2-dice blitz off with this piece into here. And then run everyone out this way. They do just block with it, and I think that means they're going to try and... Okay, that does make sense, because if he stays here, he provides an extra assist, and we can block here. And then if this block's good, we can wheel around and blitz this piece. And put some sidestep on the ball. Follow that one up. And then who do we go for? I think it kind of has to be the guy. I want to get the guard in the middle of the line, ideally. Oh, we plug in this way. Oh, I see the vision now. I was a bit late to it. But we're going for a 1-dice on the ball with Wrestle. We freed up our guard to get it in. And we did roll the 6. Well played, Orifer. That was a lovely turn. To bring the ball back to the floor. And there's a good amount of elf to get in the way. Oh, yeah, that's interesting, though. We send it further back. And we get a nice break, but... The way the big and... Oh, actually, that break makes it solid. I think if I was playing in place, I would probably have pushed it up and then hoped for like a bounce here and then a catch over here or a scatter to here. But when you break the armor on the blitzer, there's no solid pickup. It's all actually 4+ pickups. So we're not... Man, it's a really good recovery. I think it's a good lesson, just like if you're playing elves and you get a bit bogged down, as long as you've got the skills, you can still salvage it. You just gotta keep your like head up and your eyes on the prize, and you can get back into it. Unfortunately, it looked very good at the start of this, at the end of his turn, but now Sebstar does get to punch with all this tackle and all this mighty blow, and it might all get undone. If you're a Dark Elf fan, you're hoping for some blue blocking dice. So I step straight down. The troll has been absolutely isolated now, though. I think that's always going to happen in the Dark Elf matchup. I don't think you can get too upset about that. It is a slow movement 4-piece, which only has guard. So it's not his best game. He'll probably just stand there menacingly for now. Something to push Dark Elves onto. Oh wow, he just rolls a 6. What a demon. Well, that's causing problems for this lineman now. The block lineman. Damn, even the linemen have block. I thought this guy was a blitzer until I realised he had the block skill. Oh, and a 6 here on the wrestler. It'll feel a bit rough for Orifer, because it'll feel like every block's a knockdown. And finally, Sebstar fails a roll. And we do use a reroll to get it back. And now we have a screen of guard. And this is a very good idea. This is the good position. So it stops Eonmuth from doing anything too exciting. And he's getting everybody out the way to make sure that there's no chain push that can get this piece onto the ball. And he will have to roll, I want to say, a 4+. Stand here and be a guard assist. The eye cage of guard is otherwise impenetrable unless he makes this 4+ off of tackle. And there's no way, as I said, there's no way to push a Dark Elf onto this guy. So it's looking pretty good. But Orifer will be hopeful that he can work with 0-0. He won't be amazed. But he does have a bench, and so far it's just the one injury, so it's still doable. This, however, is looking a lot harder to actually get the ball back. He might cut his losses and get everybody to about here. And try and do some defense. Oh, we run around. Oh, I see. We take a 3-2, and that works just as well. But we don't have the wrestle this time. We're going to come in off the troll. Oh, and we get a 6 on the 1 dice. Oh, wow. 2 sacks and 2 knockdowns. Does pick... Yeah, I like it. I think maybe he could have... There's a world where he doesn't stand the wrestler if he, like, sends the guard. Because these guys all have guard. You're not cancelling any assists with the wrestle. But it's just the fact that he has to walk away from this, and it's a 1 dice situation, whereas this one you've got dodge stepping away, so it's a lot more reliable to actually hit the ball, which is what he's after. And most importantly, get another sidestepper near the ball. And we can actually come and pick up. We've cleared the lane, and we can get in here. And then with a rush, we're looking very good indeed. Get the pickup. We get the rush. I think we do have to do it, because this guy does have tackle. Oh, and it's another 1. Oh, 2 more 1s on the armor roll. God, there's a lot of 1s being rolled today. Some weighted dice, potentially. But it's come back in the Dark Elf's favour. Sebstar still has a reroll, though. He can still probably pick the ball up. And eventually, if he just keeps hitting with Mighty Blow Tackle, and the situation does require elves to stay marked, so he's going to get lots of Mighty Blow Tackle. His hope is that eventually as the elves go away. The nice thing about Dark Elves is the armor 8. The armor 8 across the board. Sometimes they don't go away, and then you got problems. We do get a 6 though. Bang. Just a stun. A useful stun though. A useful break, regardless of the outcome. And sidestep is cancelled by grab. There goes the Witch Elf. Bang! Into the crowd. And it's a KO. Oof. I did think that. I think it is absolutely worth this rush, though. I mean, the Witch Elf's a lovely piece. But if you can get a rush, I would have gone here with the rush. But if you can get that rush and it doesn't roll a 1, it looks so good for Orifer. It's worth the Witch trade, even when it doesn't come off. And boxcars here, Sevstar. Destruction Derby with a big time hit. I haven't seen Derby in a while. That's the name I remember. Just remember the guy exists. Side step down. And another break. No Mighty Blow this time. We just rock up and KO. Look at all this guard, man. Imagine having to play this if you're a Bash team. Imagine being a Dwarf team having to play this. It's just a straight up loss. Where's the ball? Another Eye Cage. And we do have a scoring threat. Big and blocker scoring threat. He's movement 5, by the way, guys. I don't know if you didn't know already. He's a speedy boy. And now the Rebels have a very difficult time of it. Our guard's been taken away, so I suspect we're going to run away and screen off. We don't even have any witches left to serve this egregiously placed blocker, because he did just get rid of our last witch. And it was a good matchup by Sevstar to get the grab guy on the witch. Guarantee a surf. Probably the only... Oh, never mind. We're going to go in on red dice. We really want to score on our offense, and who can blame him? But we're going straight back into the teeth of these tackle Mighty Blow pieces. This Doctor could be in for a world of pain. I don't know. That feels a bit tilty. Oh, we failed the rush. We're safe on the ground. A nice time to roll a 1. And now there is a world where Sevstar can just hand it off to XS and run down the field. In fact, it's looking very likely because we can blitz away this Dark Elf. Pretty much for free. Not even pretty much. We can blitz it off for free. We can come in from here and go here. That should be good enough, to be fair. He has to be a little bit careful he doesn't get in his own way. Oh, we go with the troll. Oh, I like it. He's not afraid of the 1 in 27. So he takes his chances of the troll and comes up with it. And now we've got a nice easy 3+. And this is why I think this red dice sack was a bit of an overstep. Because we could have blitzed this, well, not blitzed this guy. We could have dropped back with 4 or 5. And these big uns, they're not that fast. They wouldn't be able to come and help. So we tried to play Death or Glory, and we've ended up with Death. In that last round, it did not seem like a good idea. Nice stun as well. Sevstar getting all the breaks at the perfect time. Leaves the one guy to do the job. But I don't think he can get there. We can run to this tile, and we're very safe for a 1-0 lead going into halftime for the Devils. Sevstar's running it back. Could he get a repeat? Has Sevstar got a second Super Bowl even? Can't remember. I know he's got 1. I think I watched him win the first one a while ago now. I don't know if he's got a Blood Bowl 3 one or not. But anyway, he'll be looking to double up. Oh, he's looking to go 1 up on the first half. Romenyan Rebels is dire straits. We do have Mighty Blow still, so we can still start punching people. This guy's got a niggling injury, so I think we can just take a quick cheap shot and try and level it up in terms of damage. So far, it's just a send-off. We have burnt the Apo, though, so any damage will stick if we can get it. In comes the punch. Push go. When it rains, it pours. that's all she wrote for the first half. How greedy is Sebstar feeling? I think he can definitely get a 3-die onto this boy here. I think that's probably what he'll try for. Maybe he'll go for the Mighty Blow. But it would be a 2-die on the Mighty Blow. We do still have a reroll though, so he might prefer the 2-die. See what his choice is. It's dealer's choice really. These guys are all in a line to be hurt. And the Orcs will oblige. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we do take our 3-die hit and we don't pick it up. Do we greed reroll? He does. Oh, that was so close to double triple skull there. Oh, that was so close. Got excited for a minute there. Horrible must have done. But as it stands, the elf lives. In excess will run it in. There's a little dance on his way down, but it's 1-0 to the Davinter Devils. And how many times has that been said over the years? Take the second half, and all the elves come back. It's a great set of KO rolls. 666. Where were those when you were trying to dodge earlier? But they've come back to make amends for the second half. Okay, this looks like a default setup that will quickly get poked around. I don't think there's any other games on tonight. There's a Rebbl playoffs. I think this is the only one. Maybe some in the early morning my time that I haven't seen yet on the calendar. Looks like we're going for an offset LOS. And because of the bench, we still have 11 to defend with. So it's definitely could be a very long drive for the Orcs. There's so much guard here. 6 guard at all times. 7 even. But the troll probably won't be anywhere relevant. It'll just be on the front line marking these 3. But we've gone for a nice and aggressive setup here. Right up close. We're vulnerable to quick snap. But if there is a blitz or a bad first turn, the elves are right there. They can run right past. And it'll be interesting to see how Seb positions on the on his setup. It's a tough puzzle for him to solve. Obviously, the only downside is that if the kickoff is fine, or if it's a touchback, you get a free punch on an important piece. But we field the goblin. We want the sneaky git to do a bit more fouling. We're going to keep a bench, and he's also faster than a line orc, so he's a nice assist should we need him. And we go all on the LOS. We've noticed the fact that the 2 rookie pieces are in this wide zone, so we're going to leave a little lane for the dodge lineman and the wrestle lineman. We're prioritizing on keeping out the witch elf and the dark elf and the blitzers here. So I am a little bit surprised we don't have a blitzer, let's say, stood here and the wrestle stood here. Although maybe he might consider, or if I might consider the wrestle his best second, and he's actually fine with it like this. So is repositioning. I think he's realized that as well. And there's gonna be a gap somewhere, in theory, but the guard might seal it all up. There's not much stand firm yet. It's the only thing that the Salt team is missing is some stand firm. You might argue he could trade at least like a couple of his mighty blows for a 2 stand firm to make it really obnoxious. But where's the fun in that? Anyway. Seb is happy. The kick is in. Oh, and it's right by the thrower who can on the ball to get directly underneath. Does he make the catch? It's a high kick. And we do catch it on a 4. So the hard part's done. And we can nestle up nice and close to this guard and make things awkward. Stop giving him ideas. Sorry, Arctic. He's a much better coach than I am. He should probably ignore my ideas. Anyway, we're nice and safe. Guard all around. Time to start killing things. Nice and early in the time. We've even got a little friend here to put the boot in if someone has the audacity of surviving a block. Suspect we'll let this sit, yep, so we can get a follow-up hit. And that just pushes. We'll follow that up. Yep, we're going to just push these guys aside and walk down this line here. Seems to be the plan. Now, the only downside to orcs compared to other teams is that they don't have the movement 8 guy that, let's say, a dwarf team has. They don't have like the fast ball carrier, so they do need to. Seb does need to make some progress. Bang! Dislocated shoulder, making some progress into this team, and that is a strength boost. That is a dead dark elf. Essentially, he's going to have to retire. Oof. One down. We still haven't blitzed yet. We can take a shot here on Welmer. And she does have a niggling injury, so it could be pretty painful. In comes the hit. And for once, there's no knockdown on the big time block. Although I say for once, I think there's been a couple, but it felt like a good chunk of knockdowns. So Warfare will be happy that this one doesn't come off. We do follow up. It sidesteps to here. To be fair, I don't think it makes too much odds whether it's up here or here. As it stands, this doesn't help the blocking situation. In comes the foul. No assists, no problem. We roll a 4. Now, how do you go about this? Okay, the guard comes over here. I think that was telegraphed when we saw where the witch sidestepped to. It looks like we're going to try and fight these two boys the best we can. Get a couple knockdowns in. Mighty blow blitz potentially. Ion Math comes over and punches here, and then we take a frenzy hit. Nope, okay. We're going to just take the 2 blocks here and get a 3rd block for the blitz. Oh, a break. That's a cool animation. I haven't seen that one before, and it's a KO. A nice removal. Misspelled T is gone. And we go in with the runner. The runner wants a piece of it. Just a push onto Sebstar. Yo, he's named the piece after himself. This guy's ego's got to be through the roof. And you guys let him live to level 5? This should be like level 1. Sir Sebstar the 5th. You guys are slacking over in the big O. The hubris. Anyway, we're setting up for a nice mighty blow hit. And they stay up. Oh, unlucky. And it's a really nice square for the guard as well. It's a real shame that didn't come off. And now it's a very, not an essential 2+ dodge back, but we would love it if it worked. Just to save a bit. We do stand up. Oh, we stand up here. We're committing to a fight. We want to pull him into the wide zone. And we do make that nice 2+ dodge. So, oh, and it's because it's movement 5. There's like no way through. See, this is my problem. I'm used to being in this sort of situation on my attack, but I have a pogo stick, or an agi 2+ pogo stick that can just leap over these guys and run away. But they have a movement 5 thrower, so they kind of just have to live with this screen and go after the elves. We do get a nice pow. From Sebstar's own piece. And no removal. I'll be back up next turn. I do like that Sebstar always moves Linen like first or like second in every single turn. Nice 3-die blitz. No mighty blow this time, but we're doing it for chain push reasons, so we're gonna live with it. That's interesting. I suppose there's no way it's giving up an extra hit if we push here. So we're gonna engage him to this self. And I suppose come in for a 2 assist foul and pass. Not pass the ball. We do recognise that we can go around the corner, especially if we go step up and foul. So we've got the grab piece. ready to deal with any sidesteppers. It's a really nice touch. And when in doubt, base. We're not with this guy though, we want a foul. We get the break this time. Goblin comes in. Dark Elf doesn't go out. He stays stunned. It is a roadblock of Dark Elf, and if the fouls keep missing, then there'll be more and more pressure. We're going to start marking up as well. Because Orifer does need to make the play. It is 1-0. He is 1-0 down. He needs to make the move at some point, and that's what everyone knows. There's no guard around the back side of the cage. It's all up front. Sevstar desperately begging Orifer, please, just this is your turn. Go around with 3 pieces, and mark the ball with something. Where's the tackle? The tackle is here and here and here. So in theory, if you can try and keep these 3 pieces occupied and then you put sidestep on the board, it could get very difficult. But the hard part is keeping these 3 busy because they've all got guard. This guy has a friend to punch him clear. And it's a lot of... if you do tie these pieces up, you're giving up 3 mighty low tackle hits, so you're probably losing a piece or 2. So you have to get the ball down, and you can't do it this turn. It's a tough decision. And I think we'll see some time bank as he figures it out. Okay, the guard steps in here. We're going to try and knock the tackle down best we can. Because we can get a nice easy 2 dice block. Fortunately, the guard doesn't do too much for this block because it's a strength 4 plus 1 guard here. Very difficult for Saindor to make an impact on Grey Scroll. Oh, we go for a cheeky 1 dice and we get the POW. Nice. He's a bit isolated there. Though it does block the lane if we were going to run and pick off this blitzer. So if that was the plan, we've foiled our own plan. But the plan might instead be to blitz down Coat Guy. And then go from there. Or no, maybe it was to pick. Going after the grab. How many are we leaving behind? This guy doesn't have block. Bear in mind, this isn't a blitzer. This isn't a level 2 blitzer. It's a level 3. It's a level 2 lineman. We dive in. Oh, 4 into 3. We go for the dive. Dive for 1 dice into red dice on a 4+, and it doesn't pay off. We do have dodge underneath. Oh, that's a killer 6. Or if I would have wanted to burn at least 2 blocks on that guy, but we instantly lose him off the back of the cage. And now we can put the boot in. Richard Runtbreaker Passmore is about to get the foul of his life. And we do find another 6, although this one was with tackle. This blitzer once again hits the turf. No break. Now this is the danger block that you don't really want to take. Until we fill in the square. Now we do want to take it. Spotted. Sidestep avoided. The problem is when you have 5 sidestep, the odds of your opponent coach messing it up go down quite a lot. Because he's very aware that 5 sidestep is on the team. Whereas if you have like the token sidestep or like the random sidestep skink with diving tackle, then suddenly like the coach forgets it exists, and until he's throwing the block and they say, I get to mark your ball. But Seb's good enough not to fall into that sort of trap. Oh, and it's just orcs. Just punching and punching. The Dark Elf armor's held up well so far and continues to do so. But they need to do more than that if they want to stay in this game. The good news is these 2 guys just downed are making it hard for the cage to step forward. In comes the foul, and they got the break. Oh, and the witch is gone. It's badly hurt. And he may as well let it go. He was hoping for a KO he could Apo to a stun. The ref doesn't like it because that was a 10. This guy really fancies witch elves. Every time one gets fouled, he's blowing the whistle. And he's had enough. 2 witch fouls, 2 send-offs. But very good value for the fouling pieces. And the Orcs are standing firm. Not literally, but they're just standing here. And the elves are bouncing off so far. They went for the 4+ dive. Didn't come off. Failed the dodge in. And we couldn't keep any pressure. This guy just got powered the moment the turn ended. And now it looks like we're going to try and isolate the troll, make him stand here. I'll make him prone here, ideally. A nice wrestle. But there's just too much beef. This is a very bashy elf team, but it's not going to do much against this much block guard. And that's what's happened so far. They've just hit the brick wall in the second half. Following up. Stands up. Where does he go? Stands here. But where's the blitz? We've put 2 on the troll. That kind of implies we're blitzing the troll. We're going to put the pressure back on the cage. From underneath. Oh, imagine if this was a blitzer that had blodge. This gets so much more annoying. But as it stands, you could Sebstar be happy just to throw a 2 dice downhill here, and the odds of it going down are pretty decent. Or decent enough. He doesn't need to commit a tackle down south. Or even a guard piece. It's all out here fighting the elves. And Orif is having a think. He is going to blitz. He dives. He hits a 6 on a red die dive. And he should re-roll this for his tournament life, and he doesn't get the second dice. So yeah, nope, as the Aussies like to say. Yeah, no, it's not great. Blodgestep is going to go all the way in. So we now have 2 guys on the ball, a Blodgestep and a normal piece, but we have the grab right here ready, and that's what Seb was thinking about on turn 10 when he put the guard here. I'll play with strength everywhere else and leave it to the guard. We do finally... Oh, he took a reroll on that and he knocks himself out. Oh, maybe I'd have appoed that if I'm Orifer. Because I do need to win. That lack of Apo might signal the mental going here for the Dark Elf coach if he's already thinking about, well, I'll let it go. It is my best blitzer. But if you're letting them get off the pitch, not a good sign if you're an elf fan. Vomit fails. Gave a good go there. I'm surprised that well, actually, is Vomit that good? I guess it's armor 7, so yeah. Can't remember the tables. We're happy for Linenwaite to sit. Didn't want him to turn over. Although, don't you roll a 1 to turn over? Let me just check. Player's covered in his own vomit. Oh, I see. So you have to break your own armor on the vomit check. That's pretty gross. Oh, we went without tackle. So I think it was all occupied. Or did we use the tackle? This one was downed. These 2 were marked. So Orifer did get what he wanted. But unfortunately, it's left a 3 dice hit. And they've just rolled a 6. Which on 3 dice is a coin flip. And the Blodgestep is gone from the ball anyway. Will it go from the game? Probably not. Thinking about the follow. Nice T-shaped cage. And we step up and it gets even safer. And another 6. So the Dark Elves have a lot of skills, but the Orcs of rolling 6 is quite a lot. So Not just the tackle ones rolling 6 either. This was a straight up 6+ required on 2 dice, and they get it. I think Orifer will be looking to the dice charts after this one. It feels like all the push skulls have come when they weren't needed. Oh, there's a dub skull. But unfortunately, that's their first reroll of 3. And down goes this blitzer. It's a mighty blow hit. And will he sidestep in? I don't think so. There's no guard, so he'll probably sidestep to my right, his left. And try and walk down this side here. This is the open lane. Well, there's 3 guard here, so it's not as open as it looks. Especially when this guy stays put. It's a good decision. And this dive looks suicidal. Although, I say that, I think the play is just to red die the troll with block, push him out the way, and then we've got a line to the ball. That's probably the answer. Turn 12. We have kept this dodge piece. He can't score, but he can get away. Sorry about that. There's a load of stuff on the road. I don't know if that came over the mic or not. It's a tough call. Oh, we've given him up. We want to really get rid of it. Make sure this troll block works. So we're going to make it a 1 die. And we push. Where do we push to? Surely we push him here. So that he's on an island, on a stupid island. No, we go this way. Okay. Let's guard either way, I suppose. But now I think we can get. No, we can only get 1 dice, and that's if this guy makes rushes. Oh no, we can't even get that. It would be a red die, unless we take a dodge into tackle on like a 4+. Am I reading it right? I don't see a way, because this piece didn't follow, which was the right decision by Sev. He made sure this guy stood here to provide this tackle zone. So we are going to have to red die, and that is a skull on the 2nd dice. We have to use our last reroll of the game potentially here for Orifer. Again, all rerolls gone in 4 turns. But I don't think any of them you could have held off on. Once he'd committed to the actions that he used them on, I don't think he could have avoided any of them. We still haven't blitzed. Time to go red die fishing. I think he'll do it with the blitzer, because at least he has block. But it's really unlikely to get this thrower down. It's a 5+5+. Yeah, we're going to try and plug in the guard. Tackle is a skill though. And Sir Sebstar's own piece, I think, has just won in the game by choosing not to follow this block. May have doomed Orifer to a 1st round exit. Now we're SPP farming. I think that's just a stun. I think we're gonna go for another troll vomit. That might be fun. Thinking about it. Oh, good pause. What's the next skill for this thrower? Are you saving for movement up? Or do you just not level him at all? To save us, yes, same to save team value. Because it's very efficient, these skills. Leader, and then on the ball block. It's like the bare minimum. Is movement 5 to movement 6? Like, I feel like that's a pretty big improvement. We're gonna go for the score. We're moving downfield. We could have just turtled up and secured 1-0, but we want to play for 2-0. Give the fans something to see. And he thinks that the Dark Elves have been neutered enough that there's no danger. And I'd agree with him at this point. Troll 3 dice. He wants to get to 8 so we can get... Or maybe he'll save for block now on Linen weight. I'd probably take stand firm should we get another SPP. Because we are in the post-season, so you want all the value you can get. And what can Orifer do? Not much. The guard is off tackle. Looks like we're going to one-die this Black Orc and stand here, maybe? Run everybody, try and flood everybody in, stand up here to mark this tackle. Ah, we're going to blitz off the floor and try and set up another screen. That might be what we do. It's tough. There's just so few available blocks. There's only really one per turn that's feasible, and it's always in somewhere that's not very useful. Roll away. You get some relatively easy rolls, but it's cold comfort really. 1-0 down, turned over on your drive, and you haven't been able to make much of a dent. Some valiant efforts to dive in. But I think the white flag was waved when Iron Math, the doctor, decided to forego the doctor and hit the sideline after a knockout. Get up and dive. And there's no knockdown, which we were praying for, but we keep putting sidestep on the ball. Maybe eventually the Orcs will roll some bad dice. It's just this, we set up the turn, and then like the last roll, like the last piece that we need to like really save us, the roll fails. Like if this guy's standing here on this tackle piece, it gets like it gets a little bit more threatening. But not much more, because we can always just stand someone else here. But let's say you this guy can make it out, stand on this square, both these players start a turn marked. This guy can't roll around to stand here without taking a dodge. So it makes Sylvester have to at least roll a few dice. As it stands, Linen can just stroll on in. And we roll a 6 for good measure as well. Wait, these guys have the same name. Just realised that. No break. Nice. Chill Rebbl now, I think that's kind of all that she wrote in terms of a competitive match. Turn 14 for Orifer. They do have potential to score, but no rerolls. And the runner is off the pitch, I think. No. He's over here. Okay. But it's like a straight up 3+ passer with no passing skills, so I can dump off, so the odds are always going to be poor. And Sevstar, has he overlooked it here? Has he overlooked something? The guard is still here, so these become 1 dice blocks. And we can get a chain push, but only 1 chain push. We could chain push here. I think that has to be the line. Unfortunately, strength 4 is too good, and we dub skull. Yikes. Dub skull on the red die. It was the way to go, I'm pretty sure. Red die, find a push, get to here, and then we can roll around and do something. But Orifer is taking his time. I think that's it. He's given up. Or not given up. I think he's had to concede mentally here that he's not going to win this game. His playoff run will be over in the round of 32. Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing these weird half pauses between sentences. I'm trying to stop, but it's very... I did it again. Dude, I just can't think fast enough. More 6s. I mean, it's not like some other games I've casted in the sense that Orifer will still have a team to play next season if he wants to carry on with these guys. And it's a very good team, 1700 Dark Elves. I don't know what survives the redraft process. I don't like, because I imagine he's had quite a good season to get to playoffs, so hopefully he's got enough to keep a lot of it. I haven't played much Globosophy. I don't really know how redraft works. But I like to think he'd keep all his pieces with doubles, and then maybe drop a blitzer. And drop a couple of the skilled linemen. Seth's deciding, I think, if he wants to try and hand off. First, we roll boxcars on this blitzer. Dodge is not a skill this game. Whether it be defensively or on the move, it has not provided much value for the Romanian Rebels. Romenyan Rebels, even. I should probably pronounce it correctly. As we see another 6. This guy has a niggling injury if we can get past the armor. We can't do it. Only finding a 6. Oh, we can get around though. Movement 5. Ugh. Gross. Yep, we're gonna run away. We're gonna hand off to Linenwaite for the 2-0 maybe. He's in scoring range, chat. We might see a troll touchdown. Oh, that's what I want to see anyway. Get him to 10. And then you're 1 Kaz away from block. I think that's how that works. Is it 12? To get a double here? Might be 14 or 16. Or even 15. God, I don't know anything. But yeah, unfortunate for RFA. Some poor dice, I think, in the first half, and went for some high risk plays, as he did have to go some high risk plays. I think if he had to nitpick, it was the turn, I think maybe his turn 6, where he could have dropped back with 7 players and decided to go for an unlikely dive in with a blitzer and failed it, and then it was a very, very easy 1-0 for the Davinter Devils. But no witches is a big problem. Some good fouls. I agree, Arctic. I think at the same time, both witches, one was left to be surfed and one went for a suicidal dive. And against teams with foulers, and it's not good to suicide dive the witches unless you're going to score. 2-0. Davinter Devils lock this one up. No troll touchdown, sadly. One of the elves comes back. Was that Lion Orc touchdown? Hold on. No, it wasn't. He didn't throw a handoff. Just a throw a touchdown then. Up to 20 SPP on Sandoon. Sandoon! Now that's a name right there. That's an OG. Yeah, GG. We're going to set up on the backfield so that we don't lose anyone too useful. Probably going to be Lion Orc, Troll on the line of scrimmage. Yeah, the Davinter Devils, look at these guys. So it's all level 3 at least. A lot of block. A little bit less guard, but a lot of guard. The high strength. 4 strength 4 and a strength 5 piece. And it's strong. They're strong. There's no... It's not Blood Bowl 2. There's no Nurgle team with like Claw Palm to thin the herd. And because of that, a lot less people are playing things like Nurgle and Chaos Chosen. So there's no natural killer in the ecosystem for this sort of Orc team. Well, there is, but they're not as potent as they were. And as a result, they're not as popular. I'm not complaining too much because there was far too much, you know, Claw Pommer. The Claw Pom meta, I mean, it has overstayed its welcome. But as a neutral, as a commentator, it was kind of fun watching the players get killed by Claw Palm. But it is a vile team. I think Sevstar needs to repent after winning. If he wins the Super Bowl with this team, I think he should play some nobility or some halflings or some underworld. You know, something a little more light-hearted, just to give the rest of us a chance, and maybe also to like, you know, beat the try-hard accusations. Spinning ball. Troll lobs it over, and we get a quick snap. We're going to throw. Oh, this is a level. If we can get the vanity pass, constellation level, we can get a Rog lineman. It's pretty solid. Mighty Blow stayed KO'd. I just consider it's a bad dream. I do agree, Source. I do agree with your earlier statement as well. You can nerf Claw Pomp or you can buff Orcs. It's only to do both. Yeah, God, it's like Riot Games level of balance thrashing, you know what I mean? It's a bit tragic. But it's cool to see a 1700 TV elf team. There aren't, I haven't seen much elf. So it's been a while. And it is fun watching elves do their magic, you know. Because everyone wants to play Bash, or the thing is, everyone wants to play Bash, and everyone wants to play the latest team that's come out. So both those things mean that like the elf population in Rebbl is way down. Yeah, take a 3-die hit on Toreg. Just want to get any SPP we can out of this. +10, no dice. And we're going to go for the final vanity pass. Try and level this piece, and then that will be all for the Romenyan Rebels this season. A quick flip. I suspect it'll be to this boy here with the guard. Oh, he's on the ball. Where's the on the ball piece? I don't think Seb's realised that on the ball is triggered. Okay, it's going to run over. And they do make the pass. So that is now 8 SPP on a lineman, level 3 piece. See if he makes it past the redraft. You'd hope so. And that is that. I think. Game. There we go. Thought it was going to be a last minute lockup. Congratulations to Sebstaff, commiserations to Orica, and the Davinter Devils, the playoff staple. Another easy win for them.